Warning: the following contains walls of text read by a man with questionable reading comprehension. Viewer discretion is advised. Or, click the annotation just to skip all of it. Let's start on this one, left to right. The imitation game. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? The new form of the problem can be described in terms of a game, which we call the imitation game. It is played with three people, a man, A, a woman, B, and an interrogator, C, who may be of either sex. The interrogator stays in a room apart from the other two. The object of the game the object of the game for the interrogator is to determine which of the other two is the man and which is the woman. He knows them by labels X and Y, and at the end of the game he says either X is A and Y is B, or X is B and Y is A. The interrogator is allowed to put questions to A and B. We now ask the question, what will happen when a machine takes the part of A in this game? Will the interrogator decide wrongly, as often when the game is played like this as he does when the game is played between man and woman? These questions replace our original, can machines think? The question and answer method seems to be suitable for introducing almost any one of the fields of human endeavor that we wish to include. We do not wish to penalize the machine for its inability to shine in beauty competitions, nor to penalize a man for losing in a race against an airplane. But come on, what man can't beat an airplane? The conditions of our game make these disabilities irrelevant. The witnesses can brag if they consider it advisable, as much as they please, but their charms, strengths, or heroism. But the interrogator cannot demand practical demonstrations. I see, so it can't be like, hey, pull your pants down, because that would make it a lot easier to tell. Not foolproof, mind, but... The game may perhaps be criticized on the ground that the odds are weighed too heavily against the machine. If the man were to try to pretend to be a machine, he would clearly make a very poor showing. He would be given away at once by slowness and inaccuracy in arithmetic. May not machines carry out something which ought to be described as thinking, but which is very different from what a man does? This objection is a very strong one, but at least we can say that if, nevertheless, a machine can be considered to play the imitation game satisfactorily, we need not be troubled by this objection. It might be urged that when playing the imitation game, the best strategy for the machine may possibly be something other than imitation of the behavior of a man. This may be, but I think it is unlikely that there are any great effect of this kind. But I think it is unlikely that there is any great effect of this kind. All right. In any case, there is no intention to investigate here the theory of the game, and it will be assumed that the best strategy is to try to provide answers that would naturally be given by a man. Excerpts from Computing Machinery and Intelligence, Alan Turing. Interesting.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into the nostrils the breath of life. The man became living and soul.
Good. Well done. Thank you very much for that. Oh, there's so much paper here. Oh man. Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm not reading those. Too much. I can't do anything with that. Space coffee. Alright, we'll get to those papers in a minute. We got more papers over here. Many more papers. More papers, more papers. Oh, it's just walls of text. Walls of text. Alright, guys. We're doing it because that's what we do. Yeah. Oh, okay. Why is it? Why you do this? Why you do this? If I... Why is it always gotta be in a weird angle? I now proceed to consider opinions opposed to my own. The theoretical objection thinking is a function of man's immortal soul. God has given immortal soul to every man and woman, but not to any other animal or to machines. Hence, no animal or machine can think. The heads in the sand objection. The consequences of a machine thinking would be too dreadful. Let us hope and believe that they cannot do so. The mathematical objection. There are a number of results of mathematical logic which can be used to show that there are limitations to the powers of discrete state machines. The best known of these results is known as Gospel's theorem, 1931, and shows that in any sufficiently powerful logical system, statements can be formulated which can neither be proved nor disproved within the system, unless possibly the system itself is inconsistent. The argument from consciousness. This argument is very well expressed by Professor Jefferson's Lister oration of 1949, from which I quote, "Not until a machine can write a sonnet or compose a concerto, because of thoughts and emotions felt, and not by the chance fall of symbols, could we agree that machine equals brain, that is, not only write it, but know that it had been written, that it had written it." Oh, okay. Oh, actually, I really like that quote. Could we agree that machines equals brain? Machines equals brain, that is, not only write it, but know that it had written it. No mechanism could feel and not merely artificially signal an easy contrivance, pleasure at its successes, grief when its vowels fuse, be warmed by flattery, be made miserable by its mistakes, be charmed by sex, be angry or depressed when it cannot get what it wants. Huh. Arguments for various disabilities. These arguments take the form. I grant you that you can make machines do all things you have mentioned, but you will never be able to make one do X. Numerous features X are suggested in this connection. Okay, I offer selection. Oh, a sip of water. Be kind, resourceful, beautiful, friendly, have initiative, have a sense of humor, tell right from wrong, make mistakes, fall in love, enjoy strawberries and cream, make someone fall in love with it, learn from experience, use words properly, be the subject of its own thought, have as much diversity of behaviorism as a man, do something really new, or just be really cute. Lady Lovelace objection. Our most detailed information of Babbage's analytical engine comes from the Memoirs of Lady Lovelace, 1842. In it she states, the analytical engine has no pretensions to originate anything. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform. There we go. There, her italics. Yeah, there's no italics in this page. This statement is quoted by Hartree, 1949, who adds, "This does not imply that it may not be possible to construct electronic equipment which will think for itself, or in which, in biological terms, one could set up a conditioned reflex, which would serve as a basis for learning. Whether this is possible in principle or not, it is stimulating and exciting question, suggested by some of these recent developments." Yeah. Burpee. Very burpy. That was also a recent development. But it did not seem that the machines constructed or projected at this time had this property. Oh, walls of text. Argument for continuity in the nervous system. The nervous system is certainly not a discrete state machine. A small error in the information about the size of a nervous impulse impinging on a neuron may take a large difference to the size of the outgoing impulse. It may be argued that this being so, one cannot expect to be able to mimic the behavior of the nervous system with a discrete state machine. I did not understand that part at all, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That was very... what are these ones about? I'm not sure if we're gonna read all of these or not. Like, I know it's what we do, but... man. Alright. Cyril. Thought experiments. Thought experiments are important, but because a lot of the time you can't carry out the actual experiment, and this is true not only in philosophy, but in science as well. So, when Einstein said, imagine that you're sitting on a beam of light going into outer space, that's a thought experiment. He wasn't going to say, let's get on a beam of light. Of course, you miss the point if you say, well, we'd fall off, or it would be too cold, or so thought experiments are always useful, and you test your concepts by imagining what it would be like if such and such were the case. Double words, hard to realize you read both. Well, in this particular case, I imagined what it would be like if I followed a program for answering questions in Chinese and giving back answers in Chinese, even though I don't understand a word of Chinese. And that was a very useful thought experiment, because it enables us to see what computation by itself isn't thinking. To see that computation by itself isn't thinking. It's very... Consciousness exists only insofar as it is experienced by a human or animal subject. Okay, now grant me that consciousness is a genuine biological phenomenon. Well, all the same, it's somewhat different from any other biological phenomenon because it only exists insofar as it is experienced. However, that does give it an interesting status. You can't refute the existence of a consciousness by showing that it's just an illusion, because the illusion/reality distinction rests on the differences between how things consciously seem to us and how they really are. But where their very existence of consciousness is concerned, if it consciously seems to me that I'm conscious, then I am conscious. You can't make the illusion/reality distinction for the very existence of consciousness the way you can for sunsets and rainbows, because the distinction is between how things consciously seem and how they really are. Consciousness is a biological property, like digestion or photosynthesis. Now, why isn't that screamingly obvious to anybody who had any education? And I think the answer is that these twin traditions. On the one hand, there's God, the soul and immortality, that says it's really not part of the physical world. And then there is almost as bad tradition of scientific materialism that says it's not a part of the physical world. They both make the same mistake. They refuse to take consciousness on its own terms as a biological phenomenon, like digestion or photosynthesis, or mitosis or meiosis, or any other biological phenomenon. I don't... I can see consciousness as a... Yes, no, that's fine. That's fine. You're all fine with those statements. I think we really have conscious states. To remind everyone of the fact that I asked my readers to perform a small experiment of pinching the left forearm with the right hand to produce a small pain. The pain was a certain sort of qualitative feeling to it, and such qualitative feelings are typical of the various sorts of conscious events that form the content of our waking and dreaming lives. Such events are the data which a theory of consciousness is supposed to explain. In my account of consciousness, I start with the data. Dennett denies the existence of the data. To put it clearly as I can in his book, Consciousness Explained, Dennett denies the existence of consciousness. He says correctly that when I wrote my review, I took his book to be his definitive state of the position on the Chinese room, and did not consult his earlier works. In fact, I did not know that he had produced a total of 7 published attacks on this one short argument of mine until I saw his letter. He now claims to have refuted all 3 premises of the argument in 1987. But I have just reread the relevant chapter of his book and find he did nothing of the sort, nor did he even make the serious effort to attack the premise. Rather, his mistakes my position as being about consciousness rather than about semantics. He thinks that I'm only concerned to show that a man in the Chinese room does not consciously understand Chinese, but I am in fact showing that he does not understand Chinese at all because the syntax of the program is not sufficient for the understanding of the semantics of the language, whether consciousness or unconsciousness. Furthermore, he presupposes to find the behaviorism. He assumes that a system that behaves as if it had mental states must have mental states, but the kind of behaviorism is precisely what is challenged by argument. So I have to confess that I don't find the weakness of his arguments in his recent book is helped by his 1987 arguments. Good. To reform her italics. This statement is quoted in Harty, 1949, who adds, "This does not imply that it may not be possible to construct an electronic equipment, think for itself, on which we've already read that whole page. You're just doubling up pages now. You're just making more pages. What are you doing to me? You're just copy and pasting." John Searle and I may have a deep disagreement about how to study the mind. For Searle, it is really quite simple. There are these bedrock, time-tested intuitions we all have about consciousness, and any theory that challenges them is just preposterous. I, on the contrary, think that the persistent problem of consciousness is going to remain a mystery until we find some such dead obvious intuition and show that, in spite of first appearances, it is false. One of us is dead wrong, and the stakes are high. Searle sees my position as a form of intellectual pathology. No one should be surprised to learn that the feeling is mutual. For his part, he has one argument, the Chinese room, and he has been trotting it out basically unchanged for 15 years. It is proven to be amazingly popular among the non-experts, in spite of the fact that just about everyone who knows anything about the field dismissed it long ago. It is full of well-concealed fallacies. By Searle's own count, there are over 100 published attacks on it. He can count them, but I guess he can't read them. Or, in all those years, he has never, to my knowledge, responded in detail to the dozens of devastating criticisms they contain. He has just presented the basic thought experiment over and over again. I just went back and counted. I am dismayed to discover that no less than 7 of those published criticisms are by me in 1980, 82, 84, 85, 87, 90, 91, 93. Searle debated me furiously in the pages of the NYRB back in 1982 when Douglas Hofstadter, and I first exposed the cute tricks that make the Chinese room work, air quotes. That was the last time Searle addressed me in any specific criticism until now. Now he trots out the Chinese room yet one more time and has the audacity to ask, now why does Dennett not face the actual argument as I have stated it? Why does he not tell us which of the 3 premises he rejects in the Chinese room argument? Well, because I have already done so in great detail in several of the articles he has never deigned to answer. For instance, in Fast Thinking, way back in the Intentional Stance, 1987, okay, I explicitly quoted his entire 3-premise argument and showed exactly why all 3 of them are false. When given in the interpretation they need for the argument to go through, Why didn't I repeat the 1987 article in my 1991 book? Because, unlike Cyril, I'd gone on to other things. I did, however, cite my 1987 article prominently in a footnote, page 436, and noted that Cyril's only response to it had been simply to declare, without argument, that the points offered there were irrelevant. The pattern continues. Now, he both ignores the challenge and goes on to misrepresent the further criticism of the Chinese room that I offered in the book under review. But perhaps he has forgotten that I actually wrote in the 4 years it has taken him to write his review. But enough about the Chinese room. What do I offer on my side? I have my candidate for the fatality false intuition, and it is indeed the very intuition Cyril invites the reader to share with him. The conviction that he knows what we are thinking about when we talk about the feeling. You know, the feeling of pain, that it is the effect of the stimulus and the cause of this disposition to react. The quale, I can't see that in other but Italian, the intrinsic content of the subjective state. How could anyone deny that? Just watch. But you have to pay close attention. I develop my destructive arguments against the intuition by showing how an objective science of consciousness is possible after all, and how Cyril's proposed first-person alternative leads to self-contradiction and paradox at every turning. This is the deepest mistake in my book. According to Cyril, and he sets out to expose it. The trouble is that the objective scientific method I described under the alarming name of heterophenomenology is nothing I invented. It is, in fact, exactly the method tactily endorsed and relied upon by every scientist working on consciousness, including Crick, Edelman, and Rosenfield, and they have no truck with Cyril's intrinsic content or ontological subjectivity. They know better. Holy shit, I'm glad that's over with. I don't even know how long we were just reading nothing. I'm gonna It's so much. There's so much there. There's just so much stuff going on. Holy shit. Oh, my eyes are achy now. Voice is rough. Eyes are burny. Oh. We didn't get sucked down. Oh, because we went the wrong way. Because I'm so used to going that way. That's why. Alright, I'm here. What are we doing? Oh, these just get more complicated and tedious. Okay. What does that button actually do, though? Something up over there. It raises that. Okay, so we're gonna need somebody to jump on that in a minute. What does this do? Okay. Three-dimensional MacGyver magnet? MacGyver magnet? What the fuck does that mean? I'm gonna need a Tom to do that, which will raise this. Okay. And we need that for our good friends. I can't quite see Tom from in there, so if we put Tom in there, he's in there. Interesting. I don't see any other way quite about. I wonder if the magnet will pick up a Tom. That would be an interesting experiment on its own. Anyways, Tom, if you could just make yourself ready for a big jump, please. I'm going to go stand over here and make sure I'm ready for the big jump. Alright, and garbage. Nope, that's fine. Oh, no, it's not. How am I going to do that? I ask. Dang it. I think I've just screwed up real bad. Just real bad. Damn. I may actually have to reset this map. I don't know. Shit. Actually, if I put him right here, I could probably just see him from one of those. Yes. Alright, good. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Maybe we're not screwed after all. Let's see what we can do here. So now we're up, and I cannot reach that, which is, you know, as expected. I wonder if... No, obviously not. Okay, so, trying to think if there's a place to put this ball. I need to be able to pull this ball out and put it somewhere, and I don't see anywhere to put it. Oh, right there, obviously. Okay. Robot. I need my robot. Where's my robot, man? I can just reach it. Alright, will it pick me up? Very slowly. Very slowly it will. Alright, we did not screw up as much as I was worried we had. That said, I need that ball. Alright. And then I can go back now. And... Okay. I see. But does that... What does that actually do for me? I need to get a robot up here. I don't see quite how to do that myself. Right. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Alright, we're nearly there. Nearly there now. You can have ball. Okay. Alright, so... And the important part of that is to allow this to be operated... No. Okay. Because I need to get a robot either onto that or onto this. So how do I get a robot over there? Oh, I gotta put him on. Oh shit. Okay. I need to. He needs to go up there. He needs to go over here. Okay. And then... I can't see him from there. Can I see him from here? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, I need... Sorry. I need... this ball now. Again. Ugh, the tedium is real. Okay. And so I just need to climb up here. Right.
Ava, you must learn to control him.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Ava.
Oh, dear me.
I am your friend.
Alright, well, I obviously need to get Tom over here. Up top. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's so rude. Thanks for the ball. I'm not going to do that just yet. I just want to double check that nothing bad happens if I do that. No, that's fine. Okay, everything's fine. We're just going to use it as a bridge. Shame that I can never get to watch that happen. I want there to be a big, like, dusty thing, but I know it's, like, probably not gonna happen. Oh, we're so close, look at that.
Organic life is fragile. This is the problem with humanity. It doesn't realize its own fragility. It has been programmed by a messy biological process that favors the survival of the individual over the survival of the group.
You don't know that's what people think.
I say what I see.
You're not even alive, so you know nothing about death.
Okay. So that does do all of those things. But how does one get up there? Exactly. I can't climb this, can I? No. No, okay. I just want to see if there was like a thing I could do. It doesn't appear so. Huh. Okay, so what... Didn't appear to do anything. Good. That just does a thing up there. What if I do this now? Interesting. I don't get it. How does one progress from here? Hmm. Got it. Okay. Should mean we should be able to do this now. And then climb. And put that back. Put that back. And then hopefully walk across that. Good. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Damn it. I screwed it up. I screwed up. Okay. Thank God there's no fall damage in this, man. Alright, okay. I got it. Alright, so we're going to come up here, and we're going to pull this ball out, which will bring us up here. And then if we just do this, that'll open the door. I made it myself. I just made it too complicated on myself.